Hey guys, it's Will. Hopefully you're having a great day today. In this video, we're going to go over APLD stock. They're building data centers that are specifically the types of companies that are looking for massive compute. Today, they're up about 3%. We know they got some deals in the billions of dollars with a pipeline which seems to be about 10 to 15 billion. The revenue's still fairly low, around 30 to 50 million a quarter. And when we've looked at their revenue, their market assets and everything else, it seems like they're on track for more growth. And the financial side of things on the balance sheet looks good as they have a lot of funding. Now, this 2.85% swing, we see it push up along with the greater market as most companies saw a push up today. One of our top positions is APLD. We have a position there on APLD that's been growing pretty steadily. I don't know if you guys could see here. Maybe I can make it smaller. There we go. And we are trading Tesla today as well. So it's been a very eventful Friday. So as you can see, there's been this uptrend that's been developing, and this is where they've kind of caught our attention. There is this rising trend as we've seen them get up into these levels. And just recently, it looks like last projection was yesterday. We were looking for about a 16% swing up into all-time highs or highs, the highest highs we've seen since IPO, essentially, up into that $17, $18 range. Now, we actually ended up seeing that today as this was this morning. So this morning they were down at that support. Basically, yesterday we were looking at these support and resistance levels where it was consolidating between about $15.25 and about $16. And we're saying it would make sense that this $15 price point would bounce into tomorrow, and we'll watch for this move up into this $16 or $17 range. Now, we ended up seeing that spike this morning up into this $16.78 range, which was about a 10% move. So really nice to see that move take place. We have a sell down happening right now. So you can see it's kind of correcting after that move. There is a previous kind of consolidation back on the 18th, and then there's a resistance we saw yesterday at about $16 a share, and then it just pulled down to 16 a minute ago. So we're kind of watching these levels to see if it can hold. Now, that's how the short term looks. Maybe potentially holding a bull trend if it can use this previous resistance as a support, and potentially now a little bit less margin for profit offering on the short term as it's made that 10% move. So monitoring this $16 price point first, seeing if it can hold that level and establish it would be the next move we look before entering any short-term trades. The reason for that is, why would we buy it when it's selling down right now after a big push up? A lot of times people get excited when it's green, but we want to probably see a correction, maybe even get back down into this support, maybe not this support, but this level, this previous resistance at about 1575, and then look for a buy if it can validate there for the next run, which could potentially be that 10% swing or higher. So kind of watching those levels with APLD is where we're at currently. Now, the number one thing you want to focus on, whether you're working a job or you are a full-time investor, maybe you are even on Wall Street. I've seen we've had one of our biggest audiences on our YouTube. Let me see if I could pull up our analytics here. Our biggest audience, when I go to our audience, let's just go for 2025, which, thanks guys, we're reaching over a million people here this year in 2025. Just tremendous. I don't know if it's going to update. 16,000 subscribers, 2 million people we've reached. Amazing. We've really seen growth recently. But you can see, our top audience is actually New York, 60,000 from New York. And so the reason I say that is because if you're investing from New York, you're looking at what Wall Street's looking at. You're looking at if you're not investing from New York, just know the institutional interest from these companies we've been covering has been pretty significant. Now, when we've looked at APLD from a contract perspective, we've seen more deals with some top AI companies. So CoreWeave is one of them. You got a pretty big, substantial 15-year lease there, about 7 billion, which I think was upgraded to about 11 billion. And then you also have another contract recently announced. Was it yesterday or a couple days ago? With a $3 billion data center campus. So they're building this infrastructure for AI. And when it comes to the institutional interest in that, I mean, it's just become really clear. APLD is getting some more institutional interest from, definitely you see BlackRock in there in the conversation. They're the second holder there with 14 million shares. But ultimately, we're seeing more institutions kind of run in the last quarter. So just from a quarterly perspective. So we'll keep a close eye because, again, the revenue side of things, which is another piece, we went through the financials, mostly we went through the news, kind of went through the chart there, the institutional holders, but the income statement is where they've kind of tapered off. We see them maybe increasing here annually, year over year, but that net income negative still, and kind of watching to see if they could turn that around, which they should. Given that their assets are higher than their liabilities and they continue to grow there, that would lead me to believe that the company in the long term is going to sustain some more growth. Now, in the short term, we could see some volatility, as I mentioned, kind of watching that $16 price point, see if they maybe sell back down into that $5.75 or even down in that $15 range. But if they do establish that $16 price point as a support, more than likely, that is where we would look to buy if we were in a trade or watching it. We see it validate that level in, let's say, market open or right when things are starting to move in our favor. So that's the update for APLD. And we just wrapped up our daily live trading. We had a $200 profit on Tesla. You can see our entry here. We got in, bought Tesla 1171 and added at 1182, sold 1238 for a profit there this morning. So got to get that Tesla spike this morning. If you guys ever want to join in, see us trade tech, data center, AI, quantum, and space stocks, it's the second link in the description down below for Stockmates. You also get a free t-shirt that I'll send to you anywhere in the world, as well as our live sessions that happen Monday through Friday at Market Open. So hopefully I earned your thumbs up. Hit that like button. Comment your thoughts below on APLD and what you think. Do consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.